I liked meatloaf until I found out ketchup was in it. But I like ketchup.
You can.
I'm a weirdo.
You like ketchup, but you don't like the fact that it's in meatloaf.
Right.
That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
Okay.
Baby, if you've ever wondered whatever became of me, I'm living on the air in Cincinnati.
Whoops, wrong theme song. Sorry about that.
Welcome to Irritable Dad Syndrome. You pay for the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge. Here are your hosts, Mike and Darren.
Hey, everybody, I'm Darren.
I'm Mike.
Welcome to Irritable Dad Syndrome, episode 59.
Thank you for saying that because we literally just talked about what number it was.
Yeah.
And then when you were about to say it, I completely forgot.
Yeah, I've done that. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, this is 59.
59.
That's amazing.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, I still remember when we were on episode 4, thinking, wow, we've done a month worth of podcasts.
I remember being really excited that we had a title that included Robo-Killer Embezzlement and Musical Sasquatch. I thought, man, we've made it.
We are huge.
Yeah. And, you know, we're still growing, so I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in.
I would too.
Yeah, we've been told we need to be funny within the first 2 minutes.
And we're trying.
Yeah,
There you go.
This to me is hilarious.
Hilarious. Hysterical. My sides hurt already from laughing.
Yeah.
And we just started the damn
This
show.
is amazing.
That's incredible. I want to thank everyone who's listening. If you go to our website, irritabledadsyndrome.com, you can go to the patron section or Patreon. Either way, I don't know. Our very first episode, our team of editors went back and they re-edited it. They digitally remastered. They made it sound like a recent episode. And you and I were in on this. We were listening to it as our team was editing it.
And
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I have no idea why people who listen to episode 1, I don't know why they listen to episode 2.
Right.
I really don't.
Well, by
Because
team of editors, you mean there's a group of about 50 to 60 monkeys that we put in
that's
there
right.
with the audio.
That's right.
And they managed to... Easy. Stop that. They managed... There's a callback to the jerky voice.
Yeah.
They managed to kick out something of better quality than what two slightly evolved monkeys created.
Yes.
But man, going back to that first one and listening to the raw, I've tried to do it a couple times. It's just like the first minute is this on?
Are we rolling?
Is this okay?
Is this how we start?
Okay, and
are
then
we going?
we start doing. So we do a rundown for each show. We're doing the rundown
What do you
live.
want to talk about
We're
next?
doing a rundown for the whole thing. He's like, I don't know what is this. Is this going to be on the internet? Yeah. I don't know, who's going to listen to this?
But
Not me.
Seriously, the people who have stuck with us.
Good
and
Lord.
we've got a group of people who have listened to us since episode 1.
God bless them.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what's up? What's new?
Well, I'm about to talk about something very sad.
Okay.
This is very sad to me. Alan Coulter passed away.
Okay.
Alan Coulter.
I don't know.
Yeah, he was the announcer for The Late Show with David Letterman.
Oh, wow.
He was on Letterman's show for 20 years.
Okay.
Called himself Big Red. He could be extremely inappropriate when he wanted to. He was hilarious. He was up for anything. It's like anything that they wanted him to do, he did. He had the golden voice. He was just... He was another reason to watch a show because I've told you, you know how much I love David Letterman.
Yeah, I do.
Okay?
I remember him, and I remember him on the show.
Yes. So
Now that you point that out,
you know, as much as I love Dave, I loved Alan just as much, and I loved Biff, and I loved Inky, the cue card guy,
Biff,
and Paul, and the whole thing, and I was just in for it, and every single episode was incredible. And Alan passed away, and he really was. I rank him all the way up with Don Pardo from Saturday Night Live, as one of the greatest announcers of all time.
Okay.
And so it was very sad that he's passed. He was 78. And he was incredible. And so what I've done is I reached out to our announcer, Dave Lay.
Yep.
And Dave is going to do a little tribute to Alan.
He's the heir to the Lay's potato chip fortune.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
No, wait, no, not at all. No, Dave has nothing to do with the potato chips.
Okay.
What I wanted to say was one of the things about Letterman and his show that inspired me on how we do commercials on this show. So Dave is going to do a little tribute to Alan Coulter. Take it away, Dave.
This portion of Irritable Dad Syndrome is brought to you by Crystal Clear Party Ice. It's not a party without party ice, and it's not crystal clear party ice unless it's actually crystal clear. the way party ice is supposed to be. Have you been to a party where the ice was cloudy? How did that make you feel? Like a loser. Crystal Clear Party Ice is really clear. And it comes in a bag. Crystal Clear Party Ice, now available in Crystal Clear, Semi-Clear, and the all-new Opaque. Visit our website at www.partyice.com and find out how you can win $1 million worth of Crystal Clear Party Ice for your next party, wedding, or get-together. Ah, Party Ice. Back to you, Duck Lips.
Crystal Clear Party Ice was one of my favorite commercials that they ran on Letterman. So, Alan Coulter, to all the people who loved him, to his friends and his family, rest in peace, Alan.
I'm annoyed. Well, I'm not annoyed anymore. I'm pensive. Is that a word? Pensive.
Pensive is a word.
Okay. I hope that's what I am, because if longtime listeners will know, I don't know the meaning of words, but I say them anyway. I use penultimate, legendarily. There's another one. A few episodes ago, and it meant something that I actually, as I said it, I knew what it meant, but I don't care. I really don't. And I've listened to some past episodes, and I've told stories, and I'm like, not stories about me, but what I've heard about movies and things. I'm like, I don't know if that's true.
I'm pretty sure that's not true.
I don't think anybody's checking it. I don't think anybody really knows whether or not Kurt Russell was in The Matrix. Right. And nobody cares enough to check IMDb or not.
No, he wasn't.
So he probably wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
He was not.
If he was, I didn't see it.
I think he was one of the agents.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay.
I digress. So the reason I'm pensive is because Tool. Okay, so these are the days of scalping tickets. Yeah, and we've talked about this at length before. I take ticket buying very seriously. I take going to concerts and getting placement. We talked about that a couple episodes.
Yes,
I need to be where I want to be on the floor, especially when you're talking about some of my favorite bands, which Tool is in there.
They rank up there.
If you guys look on the Irritable Dad Syndrome website in our gallery, there's a picture of our setup. There's a Tool poster that I got from the Cincinnati show that's featured off to the left part of the way on the wall. Okay, so
it doesn't matter where it is in the picture, Mike.
I think it does.
Okay, I don't think it does.
We can edit that out.
Okay,
or not.
Okay,
or we can keep this in so they can see how we really are when we're doing the episode.
Yeah. I don't think they care about that either.
The point is that I take these things very seriously. So I saw Tool, I loved it, but they have an opportunity for VIP section, which are you have the previous tour, you have a chance to meet the band, except for Maynard because he doesn't do that.
Right.
Get something signed, all this stuff, get pictures, hang out with all the other people, and then see the show. So I jumped on that as soon as it came up this time around. Well, they have it a little bit different. I don't think you get to meet the band now because there's like a pandemic or something going around.
I think it's called something 19.
Yeah, and
COVID.
Yeah,
COVID.
Yeah. So they have gold, silver, and bronze packages and different level. Really, the big difference is in the gold you get
like the Olympics.
Yeah. In the
get
gold,
over yourself, Tool.
You get something signed, and the other two you don't, and there's like a mystery item in one of those. Anyway, I scored a gold.
I got a magnifying glass.
I was on the site. I'm a Tool Army member. Yes, I have the bandana to prove it.
Tool Army?
Tool Army.
That's original. I was in the Kiss Army.
Yeah, but Maynard was actually in the Army. I don't think Paul Stanley was in the Army. But I digress. It has nothing to do with this story. I got the ticket. I was on there like a ninja. Nabbed it. I was walking around, strutting around, excited, proud of myself.
Yeah.
And then I went around the rest of my day. I did it within 30 seconds. That night, around 10 o'clock or so, I checked my email. Tickets have been canceled. Money's been refunded. We oversold. Like, what? Now the problem is that initial pre-sale is over. Okay. The next opportunity that I have to buy tickets are the general on sale with all the plebes. I can't be buying tickets
with the lowlifes?
No, it's not the people buying tickets. It's the bots that get in there and try to scalp. So they'll take a seat that's normally like $80, then jack it up to $300 or $400. They took floor seats. Floor seats, if you bought them in the general on sale, are normally $125. They're going for $1,000, $2,000 right now on the scalps.
No, thank you.
So I jumped back on the original thing, and I'm like, I'm going to see if there's any other shows. I'm going to see them in Columbus. There any other ticket things. The bronze was still available.
Okay.
I jumped on a bronze. Got it. I was like, okay, I think the only real difference is it's a couple of rows back. I can deal with that. We've gone about our lives. Now, the reason I was and still am pensive is that this happened a few days ago. we waited a day. So I'm in this tool group on Facebook. You got people bitching, which I get it, because they thought they had a ticket. Now they don't. Now they're in nosebleed seats or not getting tickets at all. And then there's people that are still getting tickets canceled. Some people got some tickets canceled this morning, and I'm like, holy crap, I thought we were done with this. So now I already have a hotel and things locked up in case I want to stay there. I don't know if I'm going to or not.
Right.
But I'm still not sure exactly if I even have a ticket. And if it turns out that I don't, there's no way I can go, because there's no way in hell I'm paying that amount of money that I already paid to be on the floor, to be in the nosebleeds, which are the only things that are left right now.
Okay.
It would be inapropos, as they say.
It would be penultimate.
Which means it would be penultimate, and that means I'll miss Tool, I'll miss one of my favorite bands, and that just pisses me.
And then you'd
right
be
the
really
off.
pensive.
So I'm pensive.
And then your language would be terse.
I get terse.
Yeah.
I get cussy.
Uh-huh.
I get cussy.
And you get huggy.
Snippy.
Uh-huh.
I do get huggy. In the concert.
Oh,
in the concert,
right.
I'm going to be huggy.
Okay.
Maybe not. This is in 2022. This is going to be in March, so maybe things will...
And you can't hug Tool fans.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, they're nice. I hear there's seats. And there was no mosh pit when I saw them in 2019. There was no mosh pit at all, which I thought is great. I can't stand mosh pit. I mean, I expect one at Gojira.
Yeah.
I may actually go into it. I don't know.
We've got a month
to get ready for it. But Tool, I want to experience the music and the light show. I don't want to have some dude named Kurt shoving me because he heard Sober on VH1 Classic something, Kurt. Whatever. Yeah. Kurt. I don't need that.
No.
Okay, at all.
I hear you.
But I'm excited about the show. But like I said, pensive.
Yeah. When I was at the Offspring concert, I got there way early because it was general admission, and I'm right up front. Very, very, very. I'm closer to the lead singer of Offspring than I am to you right now.
Yeah.
And I had no idea that it was going to be a mosh pit show. Okay. I'm that dumb.
Yeah.
Okay. People are wondering, how dumb is Darren? I'm that dumb.
Yeah.
And it starts going on and on. And I've got my elbows out and I'm elbowing people to get off me. And I look behind me and this dude's got his 14-year-old kid with him.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's my boy. And the boy's in there jumping and kicking and flogging and wailing or whatever you do in a mosh pit. And I'm like, there's no way I would bring my 17-year-old kid or my 13-year-old kid. It said, get in there, boy. But they were having a blast. I love them. I hope nobody got hurt.
Yeah, I've never actually, I don't think I've ever been in a mosh pit outside of that fight in Collective Soul.
Not intentionally, I haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I always thought the front rail or maybe the second row was kind of immune to the mosh pit. Isn't it usually in the middle?
Well, that's what I thought, too.
When I saw Slayer, which is the most intense mosh pit I've ever seen in my life.
Right.
But October 29th is coming up, so we'll see.
That's right.
But yeah, it seemed like the first two rows, I mean, they were banging head up there.
Yeah.
But they were on their rail. They were in their respective areas. They were being cognizant. They were not slamming heads with each other.
Look, if you're going to be in a mosh pit, please be respective and cognizant.
Yeah, and I still, exactly. And I still remember,
and not pensive,
yeah,
or terse.
That's right. Back about I don't know 50 rows, back where we were.
Right.
There was a body laying on the floor because I told this story.
Yes.
Where the medics came in and Slayer just kept rolling.
This portion of Irritable Dad Syndrome is brought to you by Chopsticks. Okay, we know it's easier to eat Oriental food with a fork. But put a pair of these bad boys in your hand, and you're guaranteed to look like the smartest, most talented person at the table. Hello, I'm Dave Lay. I love eating with chopsticks, and judging people who are simply too stupid to use them. So feel superior to others and buy your own pair of chopsticks. Available wherever quality Oriental dinner utensils are sold. Now, back to you losers in the studio.
So, Facebook went down.
Yeah.
And here's the deal, is most of our advertising, we do advertise this show. We do a lot of advertisement on Facebook.
And we appreciate if you hear the ad, and then you come listen to us.
Yeah.
And we thank you for listening.
We do appreciate that.
That's how you be nice to people, Mike.
Thank you. So, I get Facebook ads now for these huge blankets. Have you seen these things? Like a blanket that will cover this room?
That's called a tarp.
there's a picture of going around of these people. I don't know who these people are. They're not in the same family.
Who are these people?
They've got a sectional couch like what you see right there, and the blanket covers the edges of the couch and goes out and covers another sofa across the room.
That's crazy.
It's an ungodly blanket.
It's like a tent.
If you look at the questions, because I do, in the comments, they say, "How in God's name do you wash that?" And there's always the jackass. I can't. Hold on, let me slow down. Let me take this topic at a time.
How do you wash it?
One, I don't want to share a blanket with anyone.
Right, not even Bess? You and Bess don't curl up under a blanket, snuggle, and watch Game of Thrones?
Not down here. No. We each have our separate. First of all, I'm always hot. She's always cold.
Okay.
So we can't do that.
Okay.
If we had a big blanket like that, it just... Where do you I like to scrunch them around me and under me, and I can't do that with a big blanket. Somebody moves over here, it yanks over there. It's like it just I can't handle that.
Pandemonium.
Second,
who needs that?
Second, somebody always asks, "How do you wash these damn things?" And there's always a comment, and this is on every Facebook ad, and it pisses me. There's always, they're extremely easy to wash. Just put in the washing machine and set on this cycle. I'm like, you're clearly a planted comment, because I'm looking at that blanket.
There's no way
if you filled that room with water and made those people move around, maybe you'd wash it. But you ain't fitting that thing. You're not even fitting it in the room that the washing machine is in.
Right.
You ain't getting that thing in the washing machine. Then how are you drying it? You draping it over your house?
Right.
In the summer?
Yeah.
You can't do that.
No.
So with you telling me that you can put that big blanket in your washing machine.
You think you are?
Every little thing that you see an ad for on Facebook, there's always, you'll see a product. You'll say, well, here's a clear problem. I see it's a wallet that has a howitzer in it. And someone will say, isn't the howitzer dangerous? Won't it go off in your pants and blow off your Johnson? And somebody else will say, obviously not. It has a safety on the side, and it would never, ever do that. That's crazy that you would think that. You have ice cream that has a hot coal that comes in the middle, and someone says, how do you have that shipped to your house? It's easy. You have a little thing in the thing.
I have a harmonica that also has a key ring on it.
I am so sick of these ads for wonder products, like the blanket that will cover a house, with stupid answers to questions. Just put it in your washing machine. Put the safety on the howitzer. Don't put your dick in that. There's always a thing. There's always a comment, and it's always the first one, so you know it's a problem with that product. It's like when we went through the Ziploc thing. Here's the Ziploc medical hotline. Why is that there? Who's hurting themselves? Somebody did. You don't waste advertisement space for like that. And you don't waste your first comment on that won't happen.
You're really upset about it.
I'm really upset about it. It's like, everything.
Yeah. So what I like to do on those, especially when people start getting heated, like back in my day, everybody had their own blanket. We didn't have to share because of these blah blah blahs and these people, and kids today don't know how good they had it. And I didn't have a blanket when I grew up, whatever. And then people start arguing with each other over every little thing.
Lord.
So what I like to do is I get right in the middle of it and I make a comment, and it's like, I used to love watching Picket Fences. That was a great show. Send. and then it's like, I did that one time. This guy's like, dude, I think you're on the wrong page. But I like to mix things up. But
here we go. Here we go. I have a live example. I'm looking here.
We are live.
An ad for Nick's ice creams. Nick's ice creams. I've bought Nick's ice cream before. I love it. I think it's great.
A couple of episodes ago.
Yeah, you need to put a mortgage on your house to afford it, but when you get it, it's great. Let me look at the comments. There's 5 comments on Nick's ice creams. What's the first comment? I placed an order for the new snack bars. No reviews yet, but I love your chocolate peanut snack bars and ice cream. I imagine I'll love these as well. What's the point of that comment? Why is that there?
Nothing. There's no point.
I've never had this.
This guy is in bed with big ice cream.
I've never had this, but I've had another thing that you made, and I'm sure this will be great too.
Okay. There's no point in commenting.
What's the point of that thing?
That's like, who are you going to vote for? It's like, well, I don't know if I'm going to vote or not.
Hey, Mike.
That's not a comment. That's a non-comment.
How was Avengers Endgame? I don't know. I haven't seen it, but I like Iron Man, so I assume Endgame will be pretty good.
Right.
Now, that's an accurate comment, but you don't know that until you see it.
It's still a non-comment comment.
That's exactly right.
Right.
Because you could say the same thing about The Walking Dead.
Uh-huh.
I like the first 3 or 4 episodes of The Walking Dead.
Until
I started noticing that they were repeating the same 3 or 4 episodes for the next 500 episodes.
Right.
So
today on Facebook, they were talking about the new Guns N' Roses album.
There's a new Guns N' Roses?
There's a new Guns N' Roses album called, are you sitting down?
Yeah.
Hard School. School spelled Skool.
Oh,
and I said, I'm sorry, but Hard School sounds like the name of a Skinamax After Dark movie.
Yeah.
And nobody commented on it because everyone was sitting there giving Axl Rose, like putting him up on Mount Rushmore of all the heavy metal gods. Like, oh, Axl's so amazing and these guys are great together. And I could care less. But yeah, Hard School, please. Come on.
What are you doing?
It's a stupid name for an album.
There's some bands where you're like, I hope they never stop. Like when Charlie Watts died, the Rolling Stones, I'm like, man, okay, I'm never going to see the Rolling Stones again, as they were. They're all dying off. I can't believe Keith is still alive. But hey,
I know.
Here we are. We live in that world.
Yeah.
And it's fine. It's great.
Yeah.
But they're a band I want to see keep going. Same thing with AC/DC. They're still on my bucket list to see. But there's a point where certain bands have just enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love Slash.
I'll say this. Bon Jovi approached that point and then somehow came back from it. I would love to see Bon Jovi now. Yeah. There was a period where I didn't care one way or the other.
Yeah.
He came back from that brink.
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses can, I don't know.
I saw him.
I'll tell you what.
Okay.
I'll tell you what. Any given Guns N' Roses album, I'll find 2 or 3 songs that I love. Like I'll over and over and over. The rest of them, I'll be like, okay, what? It's like boring to me.
I don't think I can ever listen to Paradise City again. I mean, they have just
to it so much.
Beaten that into the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet Child of Mine.
I love Sweet Child
Welcome to the Jungle. Yeah, I mean, these are great. These are great things. I don't know. The one
with Mr. Brownstone.
Here's the thing: is the "You Could Be Mine" from Terminator 2. I can't listen to that by itself, but if it's not in Terminator 2, it pisses me off. Like it goes right there with Terminator 2, but I can't listen to it on its own.
Yeah.
It's weird.
This portion of Irritable Dad Syndrome is brought to you by Diff Liquid Concentrated Wallpaper Stripper. With its unique enzyme action, Diff dissolves old paste and cuts wallpaper removal time in half. That's right, half. How many times have you walked by that guest bedroom and said, one of these days when I have time, I'm going to tear out that nasty Brady Bunch-looking wallpaper and put in something new? Well, there's no time like now to do it. Diff is fast and easy, like that cheerleader I knew in high school. And did I mention that no steamer is needed? You'd have to be crazy to use any other product than Diff. So go down to your corner hardware store and buy some Diff, and tell them you heard about it on Irritable Dad Syndrome. Now back to you, Matt and Darren.
And we're back. I had a fun time going to Kroger this week.
What'd you do?
Yeah.
Oh, Dave?
It's time now for the Kroger Story of the Week.
I've been going to the Kroger Marketplace a lot more often.
What the hell?
It's not by choice. I've just been, like I was at the YMCA, okay? And then I had to run and grab something. So there's a Kroger Marketplace right up the street from the YMCA. So that's where I went.
You went all the way. There's a Y like right down the road.
I'm not a member of that Y. I'm a member of the Y that's near the Kroger Marketplace.
I thought they all share a memberbership.
No. You
What?
thought wrong, dumbass.
No, they do.
No, they don't.
They do.
No, they don't.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
Well, why are you a member of that one down there when you could be the one up here?
Because we joined that one so that the kids could go there before school, and that's where they would drop off after school.
Oh.
That was the plan. Kids go to school, they go to the Y
So
for a
you
little
put
bit.
your kids' interest above your own?
Yeah, every day.
The hell?
Oh, and you don't.
Okay, you're right.
I'm going to sit downstairs with my ice cream sandwiches dripping all over while my kids are asleep. Yeah, come on, Mike, please. Anyway, I ran into the Kroger Marketplace. And I had to get a couple of things for the wife. And while I was in there, I remembered that you said the Kroger Marketplace has the best ice cream sandwiches.
They have the Blue Bunny. They have the Blue Bunny.
So I went and I got a box of Blue Bunny ice cream sandwiches.
They're thick.
My first problem with the Blue Bunny ice cream sandwiches
Thick with
is
2 C's.
There's 9 of them in the box.
Yeah.
There's 4 of us. So that's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Anyway, I get the ice cream sandwiches. I'm going down
That's assuming you share.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's actually they're currently hidden.
Okay.
They're underneath some frozen.
Do you have a spare freezer like
No,
I do? Okay.
well, we do in the basement, but the ice cream sandwiches are currently hidden under some frozen fish.
Oh, it's the best place.
The kids will never look under there. They will now if they listen to this episode.
Yeah.
So I got my ice cream sandwiches. I'm walking down the back aisle, going through the meat department.
Okay.
I see Ann and Dave Wiseman, our friends.
Yeah.
Oh, they're big fans of the podcast.
Are they?
Yeah. And they're like, hey, Darren. And I'm talking to them. And they're asking, how's everything going? How are the kids in school? And they asked about the podcast. And then I start chuckling, giggling inside, thinking, if Mike was having this conversation, he would be shitting his pants, knowing that his ice cream sandwiches are melting.
I have anxiety right now when you're telling me this story. I can't believe you got ice cream sandwiches. I would avoid them.
Yeah.
If I would have seen them.
I know, you would not have spoken
I would have hidden my face.
That's how important they are to me. I will talk to them. And I spoke to them for maybe 10 minutes. You okay?
Oh, my God.
Are you all right?
You serious?
Yeah, 10 minutes.
What's wrong with you? 10 minutes?
Yeah.
10 minutes.
And
what
then,
do you talk to them about for 10 minutes that's more important than your ice cream sandwiches?
I told them that I'm looking forward to when they can get out and about, we would hang out together.
These are all things that can be emailed or talked about on the phone. What the f*** is wrong with you? You've got ice cream sandwiches that are melting in your bath because you were stupid enough to get them while you're not even done with your trip. This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
This is why I had to cuss you out when we were at the the thing.
You lost your mind.
Because you were going to allow me to have melted blue bunnies. What happens if you have what happened to me a couple episodes ago where there's a wreck on the interstate? You're not going to have... You have to go back. You've wasted all that money on blue bunnies, and you deserve it.
I had my conversation, and then I even went by the produce department.
Say they're a big fan. You say they're big fans of this show.
Yeah,
Ann and Dave.
Yeah,
Ann and Dave. I swear to God, if you see me at Kroger, I go from the fruit department over to the other side towards the toys, and that's my path. If you see me after the ice cream, don't talk to me.
Yeah,
don't look at me. I don't want to see you because I don't want to feel guilt that I'm ignoring you, that I'm choosing my ice cream sandwiches. Right. Yeah. I will choose my ice cream sandwiches over you.
Yeah.
And I'll feel the guilt, and I'll drown that guilt in ice cream sandwiches.
But I'm going to tell you what I did.
Okay. I'm sorry. You've got me fired up.
On my way out, I bought some bananas because their produce department's on the other side. I got bananas. I checked out, and actually, something happened at checkout. You wouldn't have even spoken with the cashier. I've got my
Why?
I've got my Steelers shirt on, and she says, the cashier asked me, did they win today? And I said, actually, they're playing right now. And she goes, oh, well, I don't even follow football. I don't really.
What the hell was the point of
why did you bring it up? Why did you say, hey, you've got a Pittsburgh Steelers shirt on. I'm going to talk football with you. And then go, I don't want to talk about football.
Oh, my God.
And I wanted to ask her, then why did you even ask me that?
Oh, my
Do you not
Lord.
realize I have ice cream sandwiches? Anyway, I took the ice cream sandwiches home, and you know what? They were perfectly fine. Perfectly fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think for the record, if I have a situation like that, I don't want to risk talking to anybody in the cashier. I go to the automated checkout. And I did that the other day, and I swear...
I hate the self-checkout.
I swear the self-checkout said... I swear... I'm not kidding.
It did not.
I know it didn't. I know it probably said thank you, but it shocked me enough to where I went, huh?
Yeah.
And the guy at the checkout next to me looked over and was like, excuse me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Damn it, Mike.
Are they empty?
Yes.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
They're empty.
Yep.
The box is empty. Jason Durbin told me, he said, if you go up and get an ice cream sandwich and eat it, I will become a Patreon member.
All right. Hold on.
No. I'm talking.
But I've got a way out of this.
Last week, I came in here and I went and I got my ice water and opened the refrigerator. I'm like, the 1 week. And he doesn't have ice cream sandwiches.
Oh, he always doesn't. He always.
You didn't have them upstairs. Okay. So I had to call Jason, and it's like, oh, the plan abort mission. We couldn't do it. And he says, it's okay. You tried. Don't be. It's okay. It's okay. So this week I get my ice water.
Yeah.
Jason, the box is empty. Yeah. I failed you again.
You did, because you're stupid. Because you don't realize how crafty I am.
Uh-huh.
That's a decoy box.
Uh-huh.
That's not my ice cream sandwiches. That's the decoy for these kids.
Uh-huh.
And this wife of mine that love to grab those sandwiches, stand in the middle of the kitchen, look me dead in the eye, and tell me how much they suck while they gnaw them down.
Well, because of your decoy, we lost a Patreon member.
Well, he needs to listen to the show more closely and know how devious I am.
Jason, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Would he be willing to up his Patreon level if I allowed you a sandwich from the secret stash?
I don't know. I think he wanted me to steal one from you. Okay. That would have got him off.
Will it help if I plant one for you next time?
Yes, it would. Thank you.
Would he pay more if I have one of my kids actively getting ready to eat one and you go up and snatch it out of their hands?
Oh, God,
if I took
the young one, if I took it out of Charlie's hands?
Yeah, if Charlie had, and I want it to be unwrapped and headed for his mouth. And I want you, not mean, but like authoritative. Get it!
Like knock it, like he falls on the couch when I take it so forcefully?
Yeah.
He might.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I want that look of shock.
Can't.
If he does that, then we got to up the level of patronage. I thought he was going to come put a horse head in my bed because of the thing. He can't find the poop bag in the tree?
No, he was going to have Cameron come to his house and pick up dog poop.
Yeah.
But he wanted to put it in a brown bag, and then he was going to bring the bag to your house. And then last week, you're like, I think I'm going to bring dog poop to Jason's house. I'm like, you two are talking. Yeah, you two
really?
Yes.
I was wondering why you said that. Did you guys
you two
talk?
were in on this, and then I'm the stooge.
You think there's some kind of like poop
the conspiracy theory?
There's a RICO act they could pull us in for a poop conspiracy.
RICO act?
RICO? I
have no idea.
I'm watching The Sopranos again. Racketeering, something, coercion, and I forget what else it's called.
This has been the Kroger Story of the Week.
My son, Jacob, my oldest son, is in marching band.
He is. He did very well.
And he's also in jazz band.
Okay. Oh, that's the video that is jazz. I get those.
So we record the show a week in advance.
Yes.
So on October 5th, my son Jacob had a jazz band concert. And he killed it.
Which is why you couldn't record last night.
He had a drum solo. He killed it. And I'm going to play the audio for you guys right now. Here's my son Jacob's drum solo. That was really badass.
It was badass.
And what was so cool about this, I know we call ourselves Irritable Dad Syndrome. After he did his solo, when the concert was over with, I'm like, that's my son up there. Yeah, the kid on the drums there. Yeah, that's my son because he plays the drums, you know. He was drumming because he's playing the drums, you know.
You turned into Norm Macdonald.
I did, man. I was so obnoxious. That's my kid up there. And the lady behind me, she was smiling ear to ear, and she said he was great. And I'm like, well, yeah, he was awesome. So, anyway,
congratulations. That was awesome.
It was really cool. And he loves playing drums.
Cool.
So this is one of those moments where it's like proud dad syndrome.
Yeah.
Podcast. I'm proud of my kids all the time.
I am too.
Yeah.
They amaze me all the time.
You're proud of my kids or your kids?
I'm proud of my kids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I admire your kids. I'm proud of my kids and admire my kids.
Yeah, I like your kids a lot. I do.
I did just offer to have you abuse one of my children to get money for a patron.
And an ice cream sandwich. Now that I mentioned something about my son, about how great he was, I'm going to say something that wasn't so great.
Okay.
They had marching band, and they had pizzas ordered in. The band director didn't realize that pizzas were already ordered in, so he orders in pizzas. There's like double the pizza. Okay. There's so much pizza, they can't do enough with it.
Usually that's not a problem.
Right. Yeah. Usually it's not.
Nature will find a way.
So that was the night. The next morning, Jacob's getting ready to go to marching band practice, and it's going to be all day before he goes off to a competition. And in the email, it says, pack a lunch.
Okay.
I said, dude, you're going to have to pack a lunch. He goes, oh, I've got food already. I said, you do? He says, yeah, I've got that leftover pizza. I said, what leftover pizza? He goes, the leftover pizza from last night that they brought in, all that cheese pizza. There's no pizza in the refrigerator. I said, Jacob, what are you talking about? We have no pizza in the refrigerator. He goes, oh, it's in the car. I said, it's been in the car all night. Yeah. like
perfectly fine.
Like, why?
Yeah.
I went out to the car. He had 3 entire large boxes of cheese pizza, and you opened up one. Whoo!
It stunk?
And it looked worse than any cafeteria pizza you've ever seen at any high school.
I mean, I know you've been to college. You can't tell me that you haven't eaten a pizza that's been out for an extended period of time.
Not over 10 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we had to throw away all that pizza.
Oh, man.
Poor kid.
This portion of Irritable Dad Syndrome is brought to you by Trim Fingernail Clippers. Since 1947, the Trim brand has provided quality clippers to help make your fingernails look their absolute best. Oh, and here's a fun fact. Did you know that the Trim brand was founded in Shelton, Connecticut? It's true. Just one more reason to visit the Show Me State. Or is it the Nutmeg State? It doesn't matter. Now, back to the show.
Speaking of pizza, did I ever tell you that I'm pizza famous?
You know, this seems somewhat familiar, but I want to hear it again.
I am a big deal at 2 pizza restaurants.
Something to be proud of.
There's a Marco's Pizza up here
Do
in
not
Westchester.
serve this customer.
No.
Okay.
No. So the Marco's Pizza up here in Westchester, I've been there at least once a week for probably 4 years.
Okay.
You remember the TV show Cheers?
Yeah.
When Norm would walk in, Norm, hey, yeah. Norm, and whatever. That's what it's like. And I'm not kidding. When I walk into Marco's, hey, it's Mr. Cox. Hey, Mr. Cox. Mr. Cox is here. Hey, Mr. Cox. Yeah. Mr. Cox, how are you? You know, and there was one day I went in, there was a new person there. And I walk up to her and she says, what's the name for the order?
Holy Lord.
The dude sitting next to her looks at her like, that's Mr. Cox. He looked at her like, how dare you? You know? And I was getting ready to leave one night. And someone in the back runs up to the front of the store. Hey, have a great night, Mr. Cox. We'll see you next time. Yeah. Like, my name is on the cork board. Okay. Oh. Mr. Cox is on the cork board.
Wow.
There. So that's how famous I am at Marco's Pizza.
Okay.
There was one time, there's been a few times where Libby has gotten the pizza, and she always says they don't make a big deal when I walk in. I'm like, well, 1, they probably don't know you, or 2, they probably don't like you. It's possible. One of the 2 is possible. I'm pretty sure it's they don't know who she is.
Okay.
So, because everybody likes my wife.
Okay.
So she goes up, and they say, what's the name on the order? And she says, Cox. And the guy turns around, and you can see the light bulb over his head, and he turns around and goes, you know, we've got a guy in here all the time that... Wait a minute.
Oh, my Lord.
You're the comedian's wife. My wife is a nurse. She saves people's lives for a living. Yeah. Okay.
She's the comedian's wife.
I've made $320 over the past 3 years doing stand-up comedy. And she's been lowered to the comedian's wife. Now, there's also a pizza place called Terry's Pizza in Lynchburg, Ohio. Okay. This is a destination. It's out in the middle of nowhere.
So you got to really know what you like in terms of pizza before you do something like this.
Well, you can look at the menu online and figure out what you want to get.
But I'm saying you're going to go out this far. You really like that pizza because you got pizza all around here.
Yes.
It's not like we're starving for pizza in this
area. That is true. But one of the amazing things about Terry's Pizza is not only can you get it's really good pizza, you can also get milkshakes the size of a small child. Okay. I mean, these milkshakes are about 2 feet tall, right? And if you get the coffee milkshake, it's coffee flavored ice cream and 2 sprinkled donuts stuck to the side with all the whipped cream and everything on it. It takes about 20 minutes to go through this milkshake.
Sprinkled donuts on
top of a milkshake.
Okay, so you're getting a milkshake.
And then with 2 donuts on it. And you can dip your milkshake into you can dip your donut into the coffee flavored milkshake if you want.
Jesus.
I know, right?
Where is this place?
Lynchburg, Ohio.
Okay.
Is
that near here?
No, it takes an hour or so to get there from here.
Oh.
But my TV station, we did this thing on our website. We did once, like, where's the best place in the tri-state area to get a taco? And then we went and we interviewed them. And then where's the best place to get wings? And who has the best pizza? Right?
Okay.
And Terry's Pizza was picked. So we went out there to do a story on Terry's Pizza, and he was thrilled. Terry was just ecstatic and couldn't believe that people had picked him. Mm-hmm. And we took a group photo of the entire creative services team who went out there to shoot the video with Terry. His family framed that picture and put it up on the wall along with all the reviews that they got from this competition. So my picture is framed on a wall.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So you you're coming up in the world
it's
there.
It's kind of like the Hollywood Walk of Fame. You know?
It was Charlie's birthday.
Okay.
One of the things he wanted to do was go to Skyline. He likes Skyline. I've gotten to the point where I get Skyline like maybe once a year, twice a year, and I'm good. I'm done. I can't stand the smell of it. It's just there.
I'm sorry. Libby and I moved up to Cincinnati from Tennessee. Mm-hmm. We don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't.
Bess doesn't get it.
There's people who, one of the commercials that they run for Skyline is when we go on vacation and we drive the 9.5 hours back, we stop at Skyline and eat before we go home and unpack our luggage. I'm like,
those people need intervention. That's insane.
And I don't want to badmouth Skyline.
Yeah.
Because I do enjoy the Coneys.
Okay, here's the deal.
But I'm just not a fan of the chili on the top of the spaghetti.
So we've talked about anxiety that I get in a drive-thru before. I like to order the items on the menu. I'm weird that way.
You don't like people talking to you.
If I'm going through the McDonald's, I want to get a number 2. Mm-hmm. I'll probably get it large. Mm-hmm. I may get a Diet Coke so I feel better about myself. Right. And I go on with my life. Maybe they'll ask me if I want ketchup. Maybe I'll tell them yes. Maybe I'll tell them no. That's it. That's all the conversation I want to have. Mm-hmm. I don't want to talk about no pickles. I don't want to talk about no mustard. Any of that stuff. I take everything that comes on it. Mm-hmm. I take what's given to me. Okay? Mm-hmm. If other people are in the car ordering, I get annoyed if they want to change the order. Because what happens is they will mix up which order doesn't get the thing. And I want all the things on mine. And I'll end up getting mine messed up. And then I'll be sitting next to or in front of someone who had their order not come out the way they wanted. And I say it all the time. Just order it like it is on the menu, and we'll be fine.
Right.
Okay.
But no, they can't do that, can they?
So this is a tale of two Skylines and the fight that that happened. Okay?
Okay.
So Charlie wants Skyline.
Okay.
All right. We're taking Andrew to his thing. We had a game. We had 2 games. Okay. He had a game, and then we had some time to eat, and then there was another game because he's in the blankety-blank Basketball League of America again, and that's how they do it. Thankfully,
he signed up again.
He did. He's doing great, and they still have practices. That's where he's at right now. He'll be there till 9:00. They're still doing that stuff where they have practices until 9:00 on a school night.
Yeah,
they have games at 9:00 on Fridays and Saturdays. They just do whatever they want to do. Mm-hmm. But he loves it. It's great, and he's good at it. So we go to Skyline. All right. Now, I have taken him to Skyline. I've taken my family to Skyline multiple times. My kids order special items. Charlie wants a cheese coney with no cheese, no onions, no mustard. He literally just wants the hot dog
and a bun
with a bun and the chili on it. Okay. They always say, we can give you cheese on the side. I'll take cheese on the side.
Okay.
Whatever. It's happened a couple of times. I go through the drive-thru. I get that thing. Andrew, of course, wants the cheese on it, but he wants the cheese on his 3-0 on the side. So there's all these special instructions I have to go through, which is part of the reason why I don't order anything from there, because I don't want my order messed up.
Right.
If you look at the menu, there's a regular coney and a cheese coney. The regular coney says regular coney, parentheses, no cheese. The cheese coney says cheese coney because there's cheese on a cheese coney.
Yeah.
Okay. To be sure,
I'm actually understanding what you're saying.
Yeah, to be sure and to allay any concern in the car, I always say...
Allay.
I always say...
Olay!
I would like a cheese coney with the cheese on the side. And then they repeat back to me, sounds like you want a regular coney. They come with no cheese, or do you want a cheese coney with the cheese on the side? I'll say, I'll just take a regular coney. I don't need the cheese on the side. We go through that conversation multiple times. I've had that conversation a couple times, and they've been they're patient with me, but you can sense a penseness, a terseness in their voice.
Yes,
every time
a penultimateness.
Anytime a regular coney has no cheese,
a flumant.
Yeah, a flumant. So we are on the other side. We're over near the blankety-blank Basketball League of America. We're going to a different Skyline.
Yeah,
I go through that thing. I've learned my lesson from our local Skyline. When I go over there, I know exactly when I order. Charlie's the only one who wants to order. Andrew's not ordering his crazy stuff because we took him to Chipotle, because we take our kids wherever they want to go. We all eat at like multiple restaurants. We're insane. We're going through the drive-thru. I'm excited.
In the brain.
I'm excited because I order 2 regular Coneys, and then I get whispers. No cheese. We don't want any cheese. And I'm trying to say, there's no cheese in a regular Coney. And they're, sir, just a regular Coney. No cheese. And I'm trying to get out that there's no cheese in the Coney.
I think you have the same kids that I have.
I don't want to. It's already confusing to me. Anyway, we come around, we pay, and I explain to them, if you look at the menu right there, it says regular Coney, no cheese. Cheese.
Yeah.
They're going to give me the regular Coney. I've been taught this at the other Skyline. They're all the same franchise. Go around there, we pay for them. What do you think's on the Coneys?
Cheese. Yeah.
Cheese for miles. Yeah. Cheese for days.
Cheese.
There's crying. There's all this stuff. Well, and then Bess is like, and I'm like, they broke their own rule.
Yeah.
They didn't give us what was on the menu. And then anytime anybody from our generation goes through this, you always think of Lethal Weapon 2 with Joe Pesci. They blank you at the drive-thru.
Yep.
That whole thing.
Now you're censoring yourself.
Now I'm censoring myself. put a quack in just to,
yeah.
So can you move the cheese off? No, I can't move because you can't move the cheese off
because it's
he
stuck
can't
to the
eat
chili.
it. So now we went through this whole thing just to get him the Coneys, and I get tired of the complaining. So I race back to. I mean, we're still in the parking lot. I zoom back around. I say, I need 2 regular Coneys. I don't want any cheese on them. Come back around. The guy looks at me. He senses, he has recognition because I was literally there 30 seconds ago or a minute ago.
Yeah.
And he says, didn't you just come through here? And I was like, yeah, I ordered regular Coneys. I didn't want any cheese on them. And he says, okay. And that'll be 4 something. And I'm sitting there thinking, well, shouldn't you just give these me because you gave me the wrong order? I'm thinking that, but I didn't say it. But
why didn't you say that?
I don't know. And somebody in the car, I can't remember if it was Bess or Andrew, somebody said, why are we paying? What are we paying for this again? Yeah. And he seemed unsure of taking my money. And he gave me the Coneys and I took them. But I was so annoyed with the whole situation. It's like I rage paid for 2 new Coneys. And then they ate the Coneys.
Yeah.
The cheese Coneys just languished.
Yeah.
We ended up throwing them away.
Oh, they languished.
They languished.
Okay. See, I wouldn't have paid for the...
I shouldn't have paid. No. And now that I'm telling this story and I'm seeing your reaction, I should definitely not have paid for those Coneys. The point is, they trained me incorrectly at the other Skyline. And then I tried to assert myself.
Yeah.
I went through the whole, I know what I'm doing. I know how I'm ordering my Coneys. I'm ordering them the right way. And then they screwed up. They let me down.
I've stopped ordering at the drive-thru.
Okay.
Libby and I made a deal. Because she hates ordering the pizza. She hates calling up and ordering the pizza because you'll be the guy ordering the pizza and I'll be the person at the pizza place. Okay. Hey, Darren's Pizza, can I help you?
I want a large pizza.
What's the number for the order? What's your phone number?
555-824.
5. Was that 5? What's
555
5
82
5 8 and Libby's like 5
yeah
8 and she's done. She hates ordering the pizza.
Yeah, I get that.
So I'm not gonna say I always because we had a little conversation about how we say always and never and we don't use those words anymore.
Yeah, we've done that.
I usually order the pizza unless I've got like a gaping head wound or if I'm being dragged down the street by a horse, she'll still say, "Can you order the pizza?" Oh God, when you're done with the horse, can you? Okay, and then she reluctantly will order the pizza. So we made a deal. I order the pizza. When we're at a drive-thru, she orders because her burger has to have mayonnaise and mustard.
Oh,
Jacob's order can't have pickles. Cameron's order can only have ketchup. And it's like, did you, and I'll be trying to order, did you say only ketchup? Did you say no mustard? Did you say without cheese? I was like, but
what happened to the old days when you would get a cheeseburger through the thing, you say, I don't want pickles, and your nasty uncle would reach in there and grab them, throw them off, and say, here you go.
Yeah, my uncle did that, and I turned out just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My uncle never did that. But, okay, so... There's a Chinese place near us that we order from all the time, and they take they don't take your name, they take your phone number. We used to live in Dayton. Everyone around here has a 513 area code. We have a Dayton area code on our phone. So here's the deal.
Okay.
When we order from there and we go in, they ask for a phone number. Everyone around here starts with 513. I usually just go in and say, I see one package on the thing, and they're looking at it and they're like,
By the thing you mean the
on the counter where it's supposed to come out.
Food.
It's prepared food is there. There's one order. There's one guy walks in. He has a number that starts with 937. One of two people in this entire area, and mind you, those two people both have the food going to the same place, and they make me go through the entire number every time. So I'll say. They're like,
blink,
blah,
blink,
blah,
blink,
555,
blink,
555. You're like, 5. They say, okay, they give it to me.
And then is it like it's the lottery numbers?
And I don't think I don't
like
think
you
I'm
win the order.
I don't think I'm a very generic looking person. I'm overweight and I'm bald. You know, and I'm usually, if I'm not wearing like work clothes, I'm wearing a stupid T-shirt. You
or
know,
a SpongeBob onesie.
I'm pretty. It's either a SpongeBob onesie or a Tool bandana. It's pretty obviously me when I walk in. I'm not like a guy with Lego hair and a mustache. You know, I stand out.
You don't walk in, hey, Mr. Cox.
Yeah. So we've lived here for 11 years now.
Right.
And I still, when I go in,
Blah, blah, blah.
And I just want to say, bald guy, give me my food. What the hell's wrong with you? But still, that place, we do the same thing. I'll call Bess if we're going to order out. I'll have her call it in because I cannot stand to talk and order. Because I don't know what somebody wants a burrito, but they want the tortilla on the inside and the meat packed around the outside, and a cheese on the left side of it.
Like a psychopath.
Yeah. I can't deal with all that. I'm a simple man. I make simple orders. I feel like everyone should do the same thing. If you're going to make an extensive order it yourself.
I agree.
This portion of Irritable Dad Syndrome is brought to you by Whoppers All-Beef Footlong Hot Dogs. Had a crazy day? Are the kids driving you nuts? And the boss is climbing on your ass waiting for you to work late again? I'm Dave Lay, and I know the feeling. It seems like life is constantly trying to rip me a new one. And this always happens on my night to make dinner. So what do? I'll tell you, Sally. I throw some Whoppers All-Beef Footlong Hot Dogs on the grill. And just like that, everybody's happy. Whoppers are made from pure beef with no fillers or preservatives. They're packed full of flavor, and they're perfect for any meal or a late-night snack. Get a ruler and measure it yourself. If your hot dog isn't a foot long, they'll refund your money, guaranteed. So after this podcast is over, run out and grab a package of Whoppers All-Beef Footlong Hot Dogs. You'll be glad you did.
I've got some random things that I want to talk about today.
Okay. I'm on a roll tonight.
One.
Yeah.
And this is a very odd coincidence.
Okay.
Because I was talking to somebody at work. We were talking music.
Okay.
And we were talking about the good old days of cassettes.
Okay.
And I was telling this person at work that my very first rock and roll cassette was the Rolling Stones' Tattoo You. And the second one that I had was Rick Springfield, Working Class Dog. Now, you may not... Do you like Rick Springfield?
Well, I have two little 45 vinyls. The very first rock and roll vinyl that I had was Waiting on a Friend from Tattoo You, Rolling Stones. And then I have a Rick Springfield, but I think it's Jesse's Girl.
Yeah, well, that was off of Working Class Dog.
Okay.
So it's very bizarre that I was telling somebody about this. The very next day, I'm on the Facebook, and I see that the Rolling Stones are reissuing the 40th anniversary of Tattoo You. You can get 9 albums. Or a 2 CD set, which I think I'm going to get because I don't have Somehow, over the years, I've lost my copy of Tattoo You.
Okay.
So I'm thinking I'm going to get the 2 CD set.
Yeah.
With the 9 bonus songs. That's worth it right there.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So that same day, I'm in the car, and I hear Rick Springfield is coming to Cincinnati on tour promoting 40 years of Working Class Dog.
Oh, wow.
Holy crap. The same day. Buy a lottery ticket.
Yeah.
What are the odds?
Didn't he get into a fight with Scott Baio on Twitter?
No, that was Richard Marx.
Richard Marx, okay.
Richard Marx
He
clobbered
destroyed him.
Scott Baio.
Sorry
Richard
if there's
Marx.
any Charles in Charge fans out there, but old Scotty got spanked.
Yeah, Chachi
Chachi
got his ass handed to him by Richard Mullet Marx.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was bad.
So, speaking of reissues, Metallica has just reissued their Black Album.
Yes.
And I got an ad for an ungodly set, a $500 set that includes a leather jacket. I think there's a limited because you just get a leather jacket.
Right. You don't own a leather jacket, do you?
I think there's 6 DVDs in there. I don't know how many albums are in there. I mean, what cracks me up is it's for an album.
It's a ridiculous amount of...
Have you seen it?
There's no bonus tracks.
Oh, there's a load of them.
No.
Okay.
It's all live versions.
Well,
there's 7 versions of Sad But True on this thing.
They also did a covers album, which I think is cool. Like they have other bands do covers of all the songs.
Elton John is on that.
Yeah.
Elton John was doing an interview with Howard Stern, and the boys from Metallica
I saw that,
are on that.
And you see James Hetfield is literally...
He's crying.
Yeah.
He's wiping away the tears because Elton John is saying... Nothing Else Matters songs. Is one of the greatest songs ever written.
Yeah.
And James Hetfield was like, what? What? Could not believe that Elton flippin' John is doing that. So, but that's not, but the covers album isn't part of the... Oh,
it's not?
No, you got to buy that separate.
Oh, that's it's called the Blacklist.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's because it's on Spotify. I've heard most of it, but I don't know that I would buy it.
Yeah. Another random story I was going to tell.
Okay.
With a bunch of people getting sick, and there's some people who were coming down with whatever at work.
Yeah.
I used to work with a girl. She's 40 years old. I used to work with this woman.
Yeah.
And she was saying that in college she had a real bad case of mono. And I told her, I said, well, I've never had mono, but I did once have a bad case of stereo.
Oh, my God.
She didn't get it.
I got it, but I don't want it.
She had no idea
Wait.
what stereo meant. I'm like,
what?
You don't understand stereo? And she's like, no, I don't work in the technical field.
You don't have to work in the technical field.
You don't have to work in audio engineering to understand stereo. One thing comes out of one speaker, one thing comes out of another speaker.
That's like, I don't know what a leash is. I'm not a veterinarian. What the hell are you talking about?
I don't have to take a vermicomycin to have a leash, do I? No, she didn't get it.
Yeah.
So that was one of my jokes that...
Oh, my Lord.
On the surface, it's not funny. Yeah. But the fact that she didn't get it makes it hilarious.
Have you watered your plants? I'm not a botanist. I'm going to start using that excuse when I do something really stupid. Did you take the last ice cream sandwich? I'm not a mathematician. I don't know how many are in there.
I don't work in the dairy department. Yeah. Random story number 3.
Okay.
Jacob was supposed to go to bed. I went to bed. I've been going to bed before the kids here lately.
I've done that a few
exhausted.
times. Yeah.
I'm in bed. I'm trying to fall asleep, and I hear Libby yell upstairs to Jacob, "Would you stop playing that didgeridoo and go to bed?"
You think Crocodile Dundee moved in?
No. Would you stop playing that didgeridoo and go to bed?
How do you yell didgeridoo effectively?
Because when we were in Hilton Head, we went through one of those gift shops that sells all those things that you're never going to use. And he says, "Dad, I want to buy this didgeridoo." I'm like, "No."
Yeah.
He says, "But come on, I promise I'll keep it in my room." "I know you'll keep it in your room. You keep everything in your room." He says, "But I'll learn how to play it." And when I told you, it sounds like Chewbacca in the trunk of a Buick.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound. How
do you learn that? Play Stairway to Heaven on your didgeridoo.
That's how a didgeridoo is supposed to sound. Thank you. That's my impression of a didgeridoo. But yeah, she had to tell him to stop because it was like 11:30 and he's up there. Random story number 4.
Okay.
I was walking into Walmart, and this is the Breaking Bad Walmart.
Oh.
And I noticed the sign on the door for Walmart, and it said, kindly refrain from openly carrying a firearm. I do say, good sir, if you could kindly refrain from carrying that open firearm, that would be fantastic. Thank you. And good day, sir.
It's like a
kindly refrain.
Please remove your saber at the door.
It's Walmart.
Yeah.
People don't kindly refrain from doing anything.
That's right. Especially not the Breaking Bad Walmart. You've walked by about 4 felonies and 15 misdemeanors as you walk in the door.
Oh, well, guys, we're going to wrap this up. This has been episode 59. I wanted to mention that a few weeks ago, we mentioned a contest where if you send a review in for the show, you would get an autographed copy of UHF starring Weird Al Yankovic. It's not autographed by Weird Al. No. It's autographed by Mike and Darren.
Yeah.
And the person who won the DVD was Robert Hill, who sent us a great review, and we gave him a shout out last week.
Yeah.
So Robert, that's going to be put in the mail. You should get it within 4 to 6 weeks.
We're using the literal Pony Express.
Exactly. Wanted to mention that at the end of this month, October 29th, we're going to be in Cleveland, Ohio. Mm-hmm. We're going to the Gojira concert. Mm-hmm. And then on the 30th, we're going to be at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. If you are in the Cleveland area, come by either of these events and you will find us because Mike and I are going to be in our Irritable Dad Syndrome t-shirts. We would be more than happy to meet you, to greet you, to take pictures. And no one's going to ask us for an autograph. No one's. We've been pimping this damn thing for 6 months. No one is going to come.
To find us, if you're at Gojira, look for the 2 Irritable Dad t-shirts.
Look for fat, 2 white guys.
Bald, fat, white guys who are mildly terrified.
Yes.
And then when you go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, look for the same 2 fat, bald guys. We won't be terrified anymore.
No, but we'll be like, you'll be crying at the U2 exhibit.
I will be. I will
be going nuts over anything that has Johnny Cash on it.
Yeah.
And I can't.
I'll be demanding to know when Tool is going to be inducted.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait to see what stuff they have from Pearl Jam.
Oh, I saw the Pearl Jam stuff.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the Pearl Jam exhibit. I'm looking forward to seeing. The last time I was at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I couldn't find anything with Bob Seger on it. And I'm hoping that they've changed that.
Well, let me ask you this, because I don't know if I remember this because I saw it at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or if I truly remember this. Do you remember Eddie Vedder wearing a green army jacket? It seemed like he wore it all the time back in the 10s.
Yeah.
They have that there.
Yes.
Yeah, so they have the flannels and stuff that they wore.
They had that in there before he was inducted into
Did
the
they
Hall
really?
of Fame. Yeah.
Okay.
That's one of my only problems with the Hall of Fame. Well, I told you the story. We walked in there and there's a giant W on the wall for Weezer. We're like, Weezer? And I love Weezer, but come on. Yeah. We don't need a giant W as soon as you walk into the place on exhibit. Yeah. They had a Lady Gaga. They had something from Katy Perry, and I'm a fan of Katy Perry.
Okay.
She ain't in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Okay.
So if you're going to put somebody in there that's not in there, then...
Actually, yeah, they had the Trabants that did the lights for the U2 Zoo TV tour. I think they had those hanging. They're still hanging in the entryway.
Yeah.
I think those were up before U2 was actually inducted.
Yeah, there was a giant U2 exhibit long before they were ever into the Hall of Fame. But anyway, if you're in Cleveland at the end of the month, come by and check us out. We would love to meet you and talk to you. We want you to go to irritabledadsyndrome.com. You can listen to old episodes. You can go to the Patreon section, and you can send us some money, and it'll help us keep this podcast going. It'll help us advertise. It'll help us pay for the thing and the other stuff that we do.
Yeah, and we have some cool merch now.
We've got brand new merch, and we've got a super cool...
You're wearing one.
I know, I'm wearing one.
That actually looks pretty good.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah. There's new T-shirts. There's coffee mugs that have our pictures on it. There's a coffee mug that has a rendition, a drawing that your son Charlie did of us, and it's just adorable. So,
I love it.
Yeah,
and I will say that shirt that you're wearing. In my defense, I thought it was funny. I've worn it out a few times.
Yeah,
and people are like, you know when you can tell when people are actually reading your shirt. And I did it again. There was a lady was like she mentioned something. She was one of the parents of a kid that is on Charlie's team, and she's like, but in my defense, I thought it was funny. And then me, like typical idiot Mike, yeah.
And then
not, hey, this is my podcast, and you might want to listen to it. Just like, yeah, okay.
You suck at
I'm an idiot. I am terrible at it.
Anyway, we want to thank you again for listening, and we want to see you next week on Irritable Dad Syndrome.
Thanks for listening to Irritable Dad Syndrome. And hey, if you like the show, tell your friends about it. Tell your family. And tell your coworkers while you're at it. Tell them to tell their friends, and their families, and their coworkers. Tell your neighbor. Tell the dealer down the street. Walk up to total strangers and tell them about Irritable Dad Syndrome and help make this show the biggest damn podcast the world has ever seen. So get off your ass and get going. We'll see you next week.
Well, that about wraps it up for episode 59. Thank you for listening.
Yeah.